All hands on Decker. All hands on Decker. All hands on Decker. We just watched 7 episodes of Ultraman Decker. And put the phone down. I am the kaiju no Kami with
Carl Cocaine.
and a very exhausted.
Have some glass from silver crows. Right on top. Wah, wah, wah.
He can't handle the binge watch mode.
Oh, wah.
But yes, we have just watched 7 episodes of Decker, and I didn't hate them.
Actually, they were quite the saga. They all tied together, except the clip show.
Well, that, and I actually, I really liked the first episode with the father and daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Grace.
But at first I was like, oh god, we've had this plot, we're having this plot again. And then when the dad rips up the photos and says, "What I taught you better than a black male," and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not going to be the same type of episode that I'm used to seeing.
I really respected the dad in that episode.
Trying to set a good example for his kid.
Yeah, and even, doubling down on that, when they're doing that fighting contest, when he sees that Decker is getting it handed to him, and he's like, you know what? Stop the match. I'm forfeiting. I lost. You won. I'm going now. And that showed... I think that showed his, credibility as a person, as a good person. And for what he has earned as this martial artist champion of the universe. Because martial arts, in the long run of it, especially if you've seen, Karate Kid, which I know he hasn't.
Wax.
But they talk about, even in that movie...
I know that from Ninja Turtles.
And I'm not talking about the Jaden Smith Karate Kid. I'm talking about the one with Ralph Macchio from back in the 80s.
Show me paint the fence.
Because, oh god, now I can't remember the...
Mr. Miyagi?
Miyagi, thank you. He talks about how martial arts is about respect, it's about calmness, it's about...
Well, Jackie Chan's version also talks about how Kung Fu is respect to others.
Yeah, but the problem is it's called Karate Kid, but it's about Kung Fu.
Technicality? I don't know.
But nevertheless, I personally love Miyagi.
Oh, Daniel-san.
But it was something that I thought about when watching the episode. And I felt like we got a little bit of a character development for the captain. Because when the captain sees the daughter walking home with a bag full of bread scraps, and she's like, well, it's free. And he's like, you can't become strong on this alone. You need proper food.
Alien cannot live on bread alone.
But I actually like that because it kind of showed him on that flip side of, you might be my rival, but I still respect you. So I got so many Karate Kid vibes from this episode.
But then I'm left with the ultimate paradox. How are you supposed to determine a winner in this matchup? Because if Godzilla guns him full of bullets, that's not really a great way to end it. And if he kicks back, I think he and Decker would have been a better spar.
I think it was more of just for the fun of it.
Well, that,
more
and
so.
it was also that Kanata was like, I'm not going to use Decker just for non-emergency purposes.
Yeah, but at the same time, as we will learn later on, Decker could be a whole lot better fighter and also have way better physicality with some training. Especially, turn to the sideways. Come on.
Okay, so to say personally, I know we're skipping forward. I will go back to what we started with. But personally, anytime I'm watching a match and I see somebody do that, I just think that's the most badass thing to ever do. You come to me.
Actually, I'm the opposite. See, I remember an episode of Justice League where there was an underground fight, and both the guys were going, "Come on, come at me! No, you come at me! No, you come at me!" And the crowd was booing because nobody was doing a damn thing.
Okay, there is a difference.
Oh, was that
there.
the one with Roulette with Wildcat when he was in her underground match?
No, this one was when all the female heroines were, all the Justice Leaguers were
Oh,
brainwashed.
yeah. So I think it was her second appearance.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that was a Roulette episode because Roulette is really cool design-wise. I love the snake tattoo that goes across her body. But okay, we're trying not to meander. We made a point
Enter.
Because we have 7 episodes. So
to not meander.
Okay,
Oh,
so
meander.
episode 10, which actually comes back to a plot point that was in Dinah, where a scientist was actually cloning monsters and merging monster DNA
really?
together to create the ultimate monsters because he felt that the only way to do anything was to control monsters.
See, I thought of a very American philosophy of, like, when you think about all those, like, action movies of, like, if I can create this very powerful weapon, I can then sell it to the highest bidder across the land. Not saying Americans do it, but they're American movies.
Oh, yeah, the
with
American.
that.
But yeah, so Neil Soros was the one in Dinah that was created by the scientist dude who was actually in a couple of episodes over the course of the series. And obviously the monster was defeated and he died. Here, it was kind of weird because we had some development for...
The vice captain.
Yes, which was
James.
cool. But then when he transforms like practically in front of her and she never thinks anything of it, it's like...
She never says anything about it.
Well, we never
Just
think of it.
I just like doing that.
As you
Bye-bye.
know.
Ah! Oh, wait, that comes later.
Yes.
Actually, I like this because, granted, I don't have the history with Ultraman these two do.
Oh,
so,
I don't have the history he does.
So I don't know if, like, oh, this has been done before, but it's the logical reaction of the greater world to look for monster countermeasures outside of this randomly appearing superhero. So, yeah, I could totally see that countries would be looking into creating monsters of their own, creating robots of their own. I actually find it terribly naive of the vice captain as she's talking to her mentors retreating back that everyone's going to delete all your data and destroy all the cells, which, by the way, you missed a spot. And you know, no one will ever see your research again. You know was it the TPB?
TPU.
TB. Please don't. I just cleaned up the toilet paper from last year. They are going to keep those records sealed away just in case, because that seems to be the mentality. It's the same thing from Godzilla. I apologize if this sounds like meandering. The oxygen destroyer. Once you've unveiled it to the world, everyone's going to chase after it.
Yep.
Well, it honestly made me think of Pacific Rim in a way.
Oh.
Because, well, she obviously created monsters cloning that, but like with Pacific Rim, once one person created their own version of a Gundam to fight against monsters, every country did it. And it came to the point, I'm like, what stops you from using it just for monsters and not using it against each other?
At the time, simply a common enemy. Once that enemy is removed, you have little insurance.
Well, yeah. Look at our own government.
Well, let's not get into that right now.
Well, and that's kind of what I think of when I see the mentor building or cloning these monsters. Is you have so many risks and not enough fail-safes to protect against it.
Also, we're a bit reckless and shoot first and ask questions later.
Well, I also was kind of disappointed. Oh, they've already taken away all your sponsors. Like, what? That could have been an entire plot point for the entire season. Like, oh, it turns out the sponsor is actually the Sphere.
Or how about the sponsor is also funding Gut Select? Oh, we're cutting off our own funding? That'll show us.
But So yeah, there were some things that I'm hoping will show back up on this. Obviously, we know Neo Magus comes back, but
comes back. I mean, it's a really cool monster design, very demonic looking. So I find it one of the cooler designs. But after a while, you're like, "Hey, Dora Franken, it's time to exit stage left."
And then we have
we got episode 11.
Oh yeah, 11, which was
the flying monsters going after the in-transit DG-001 Terra phaser, with probably the funniest Ultraman interaction of the whole series thus far.
Yeah, when he transforms and he's normal size and he's just like, what?
What? Shut up.
I know, I like that. And then he's trying to explain things, and we have Hanajiro, who is like narrating. He said, "Your friend is safe. He's here to help you." And Hanajiro's like, "Yes, the Mentos commercial."
With an Ultraman, Hanajiro was like, "Wait, hang on! Please don't throw me around! Oh God, this is too much! This is what Guts Falcon."
So when we get to this Terra phaser, and all I'm thinking is, okay, yeah, this dude's a villain, totally a villain. I now that I've seen his actual machine. And I did like, though, when he's telling his whole backstory, though, of this thing, and they get interrupted by Code 1, and they're trying to figure out what Code 1 is. And all of a sudden, he's like, can I get back to my story now? Where was I at?
Development. All right, as you know. Oh, there's just so much.
But I did like the reference to the Trigger Ultraman Z episode with King Joe Custom crashing on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that also happened with Trigger. Yeah. King Joe landed from Zet's dimension.
Yes.
And
that's what they're referencing, Trigger.
I thought
that was when Zet made a guest appearance.
In Trigger.
In Trigger.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, no.
You said the Z episode.
No, yeah, the Z episode with Trigger. The Trigger episodes that featured Zet.
Okay, yes, you need to reverse it. Because Trigger came after Zet.
I knew what I was saying.
Unfortunately, you were not
the Zet episodes of Trigger.
We have so little to do and so much time to do it. Wait, scratch that, reverse. But actually, there was also a point brought up as the captain and vice captain are discussing. The monsters are responding to the Terra phaser as if it is a foreign threat, which, building off the vice captain's argument with her mentor, these kaiju may be the planet's antibodies, though why they've not attacked the sphere dome is unknown.
Maybe it can't. Maybe there's some kind of frequency it can't sense it.
Or they can only respond to threats closer to the ground and not in the stratosphere. But either which way, these creatures are, in a weird way, protecting the Earth from a threat until they're co-opted by Sphere.
I did like having Gazort and...
It sounds like gibberish.
Actually, it sounds like you're clearing your throat. Gazort!
Wow.
Well, and you have Gesura.
Well, that was the previous episode.
I understand, but what series is Gesura from?
The original. Ultraman.
And what about Gazort?
Gazort was Tiga. They were the cloud creatures that were eating people when they would fly by through the clouds and the planes.
You must be so happy that there was a Tiga monster.
You don't remember Gazort?
He's on cloud.
All I know is now I can't get the mind out of you hocking up a lung because of the word Gazort, because his visuals outweigh the monster from Tiga.
Gazort. What about Malort?
Anyway.
Voldemort?
Nope, Malort.
So then, after this episode,
wait, I don't know if we're quite done with this episode.
Yeah, I thought we were.
I realize we're running a marathon of 7 bloody episodes. Oh.
But I thought we were done when you decided to hawk a lung and you decided...
I've got another.
We haven't finished on this one. When Decker kills the monster and the dude's like, okay, take the spotlight, will ya?
Take the spotlight, he always gets it. But Having the miniature monsters and Decker fighting at human size was novel, if nothing else. As you rightly observed, why is it a gunshot to the back gets them, but not several shots to the front? My theory is because they are flying high, they have more armor on the underbelly.
It could be, but it was just kind of funny how, one hit kill on that monster because Decker was in trouble. Now suddenly the cast is not truly in danger, so the monster's taking all these hits.
But the low point of the episode was when they're like, the AI doesn't have enough battle experience. Where are we going to find an AI that could match that? And then they just stand there, and I expect Dora the Explorer to be standing there. Hola, amigos. ¿Dónde está el AI? Sí, es aquí. And they're just pondering it. And I'm thinking, you people are stupid. Stop being stupid.
Well,
but there they are.
And it even gets worse. It's not just the people who are stupid. It's also apparently the AI. And I never thought that I could ever consciously say AI is stupid.
Well, and then Decker realizes, I can use Miracle Type to teleport him after he's sprinted half the football field.
Like, really? Why didn't you just use the Miracle Type right then and there at the start? That would have been so much simpler.
Because then you wouldn't have had an episode.
Well, and then, again, Dora's there on the screen. Hola, amigos. What form should Decker use? That's right, Miracle Type. I mean,
okay, I have to pause this recording for one moment.
Oh my god, I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to have Dora come out and be like, Dora, whatever.
No, you can do whatever you want, even though I know you will never do that. How many episodes of Dora the Explorer have you watched?
I watched her appearance on The Daily Show when they were like trying to get networks fighting between them.
So you've only seen an adult-oriented version of Dora Explorer, and apparently you understand the concept of the show?
Actually, that kind of is.
Hola, amigos. How dumb does
Have you seen Dora the Explorer?
I do work in school.
I clearly understand that, but have you actually watched?
I've been in a classroom before where the teacher was showing the kids a Dora the Explorer episode.
So that was accurate what he was doing.
Hola, amigos. How estúpido es Cruella Cocaine? Sí, es muy estúpido. Oh, es violente. Oh, tu madre.
Ay, caramba.
Your mother.
It's tu, not to.
Either way, you're hitting me. Chingado.
Testado.
Oh.
Es puto.
Oh.
Hey, watch your language.
Es prostituta. Bandejo.
Watch your language.
Oh, I can't swear in English, but the moment I swear in Spanish...
We're multicultural in our offenses. Although rather monotone in our assaults.
I'm
mad. I have
mad.
other yarns, but...
Oh, spin me a yarn.
Bacallero.
All right, Drakenfrau.
No, I don't know what you mean, but that sounds...
Bring another... Honestly, that sounds like Dragon Lady. Drakenfrau line?
Okay.
Dragon Lady?
Yes, that's actually the German version for bitch. Dragon Lady.
Dragon Lady?
Dragon Lady means bitch?
Wow, German bitches are hardcore.
I know!
Excuse me, I'm going to go find me some German bitches.
It is Oktoberfest, so...
Oktoberfest!
Alright, so... Yes, we've got Miracle Type. He can teleport people. It doesn't use it until that, 10 minutes have gone by.
Well, it's not people. Well, actually, it was kind of people.
Hanajiro and the one dude. Alright, so then we have our clip show episode.
Which show is stupido.
With Marulu comes in.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed by it because we're watching it from creative means on a Mac.
Fast forwarding.
And three times speed.
Which is weird because that's actually slower than 1 speed on my Windows Media Player.
Well, that's because Windows lacks finesse.
But it didn't have chipmunk voice.
No, it just talked a little faster. Now, which gave us time to see Marlulu actually do something really smart, getting Decker to reveal himself.
Oh, it was hilarious. I was like, why wasn't Marlulu like this on his?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
On Trigger.
I just, because it's a female voice,
Wow.
I had to think about it for a moment. But basically, doing reverse psychology to say, yeah, it's gotta be tough to do all that. Yeah, I don't know how I became Decker. Ah!
Here's what I gotta say. I kind of miss Dave. He was the fun one of the group. But I enjoy this Gut Select cast far more.
They've gotten much better.
They're far more, well, human. Trigger was relying on extremes to make them interesting. Decker is relying on reaction to the story and choice to make them interesting.
Well, yeah.
And I think that wins out.
And then we have our two-parter.
Is it two? Yeah.
14 and 15, which has, oh my god, the dude who I thought was a villain is actually a villain.
Yes, but these 2 episodes, so I'm gonna throw out the gauntlet and say these 2 episodes have had more plot for the story than all of Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grant that.
Because you learn how Spear got there, the purpose of why our villain knows about Decker, even though Decker just came here, and we understand a little bit more of the reason why he's doing this. More so than just, oh, I'm a villain. And then we get to see, like you said earlier, the most badass Ultraman fight. Like, I honestly now want to show where Ultraman is already in place, where he's been Ultraman, and kind of like what we get for Geats and Dawn Brothers, where we're actually seeing the series through another person's eyes to understand how Ultraman got there.
It's supposed to be, I mean, the whole thing where he looks down at his flashing.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene when the color timer starts going off, and he's just like, "Oh, come on already! What the heck, man?"
But I liked how you had every single power-up used throughout the fight, and it was done in such a way.
It was done effectively.
You're like, holy hell!
Yeah,
This man owns it.
when he summoned
The monsters and he
the
just
capsule
goes like
monsters, and then he uses Miracle Type to teleport behind the
Terra Fraser.
Terra Phaser, and then he transforms into the strong type and starts kicking him from behind. That was really awesome.
Actually, that raised. I forgot to ask this question in part 1, where Intrusive summons a monster to charge, but he hasn't become Trigger himself. And again, in the episode with Grace, these summon monsters are usually there for one hit and then they're gone. This trio in the two-parter, they actually stuck around, so apparently that too is...
I wonder if it's probably the strength of the user.
Might be.
Like, the stronger the user is, the more effective the monsters are.
Didn't they establish the monsters could only last 1 minute?
No, not the...
I don't remember that.
They were definitely hanging in there longer, holding back.
I'm assuming that probably is a 7 thing.
Maybe I'm thinking of Mabius.
Oh.
That they're
Mabius?
No, Ultraman Mabius.
Maybe.
I'm thinking of that one where the monsters could only last for 1 minute.
Mabius.
But you also
Doesn't matter to
saw
us.
Terra Fraser.
Phaser.
Also use his own monsters because you had Ella King. Oh, we did forget to talk about one thing earlier. I do want to mention real quick, kind of rewind. But now we did actually get a Red King.
Yeah.
Yes, with the sphere version.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You know, I also realized I had a small epiphany during the clip show.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps it was at the start of this two-parter. I forget which episode. They're talking about how Sphere is still covering the planet. Now, a lot of people it doesn't seem to affect because they still have access to food, still have access to travel on the planets. It felt a little bit too much like a commentary on the human malware situation around the world. The pandemic.
Oh, okay.
It's still there. We've just kind of gotten used to it as the new normal.
Well, I actually took from the Grace episode that I think feeds into this two-parter as well, is that we know how it affects the humans. But what about those aliens? And we can think of it many which ways if you want to think about it for the people who are trying to find asylum or stuck in a different country due to the pandemic because of restrictions, how it affects them. Because I'm thinking of like, okay, that Carnival ship, the cruise ship, that was stuck in international waters for like, what? A couple of weeks due to COVID restrictions. So it's like, what happens to the people when they're stuck? Because they're stuck for reasons not of their own.
And they're on a world that isn't necessarily set up yet to, well,
host them properly.
Host them, to have an embassy, to have lines of communication.
Yeah, but to be fair, there are two differences between a Carnival ship where they could have just said, fuck it, we're going home regardless, and aliens that can't leave the planet because the planet is completely locked off.
I'm glad the people on the boat did not have that attitude, just saying.
Yes.
So.
Well, you also have to think fuel is very limited unless you're going to row a Carnival boat across the sea.
All right, passengers, this is where we get our cardio in.
Boom, 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 boom.
Playing the rhythm was last night's entertainment. I would offer the tip jar, but your arms need to be engaged with the oars.
Boom.
Okay, moving. I'm just saying.
Boom.
You just love my visuals, right?
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Okay, moving on. Going back. Now we can fast forward back to what we were talking about.
Okay.
Decker's climactic. Intrusive Decker, our current hero. I figured this was the moment he was going to get an upgrade, but I was kind of hoping he'd defeat Terra Phaser on his own and then get the dynamic form to take out Neo.
All I know is his sword reminds me of Mumra's sword from Thundercats.
Oh yeah, the Sword of Plundar.
Yep. And I'm like, okay, that sword's awesome. I like that.
And the fact it folds into a shield is also really cool. But Caliber, I need to look up the origin of that word.
I think of caliber for like a bullet.
I think, well, okay, my car gets repaired at Caliber Collision, so... Caliber often means quantity.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Let's see here. But Caliber etymology.
But while he's looking that up,
Sword?
Well, Caliber.
In general, the word. But I enjoyed this two-parter because it really did give a lot of plot development to the story.
Well, so
it kind of helped guide us into what I feel like the second half of the show is really going to be about.
I did like the fact that Decker is actually the dude's name, who is the Ultraman host in the future.
Meaning that Ultraman is named for him more than anything. Okay, get this. Depends on who you ask. In Greek, it was derived from kalipos, the shoemaker's last. Arabic, kalib, mold. Italian, calibro. French, calibar, social standing or importance.
Well, yeah, because the caliber of an individual.
So caliber has many meanings.
Oh, so like everything in the English language. It has 5 different meanings, 1 spelling.
Don't get mad at me, I didn't make the word.
No, I'm just saying...
Just read through the lines. Or did you read?
I read it, but did I read it? Because you have red, red, and red.
Oh, calibro from Italian is appear too late to act as an intermediate form. Wow.
But, yeah, I liked I really like the actual Decker dude. He was kind of cool.
And so
You like the scruffy.
So Decker.
She likes the scruff.
Well, yes and no. He was cute,
But
it felt like it was trying too hard. But nevertheless.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that's exactly what you said when he first appeared.
Actually, this time around, I've seen cuter.
Well, okay. But that doesn't mean anything.
But she's looking at you, dude. She's trying to pay you a compliment.
I know I'm
She's
cuter,
trying to
but that's...
pay you a compliment.
I know I'm
How
cuter,
am
but
I
that's not the point.
How am I your
about it.
relationship advisor? I need a big neon sign. She's talking about you, idiot. Hola, amigos. Como estúpido es kaiju no kami? Sí, es muy estúpido.
You're supposed to have a little bit longer of a pause.
No tengo el tiempo.
Now I'm thinking of the Buzz Lightyear mode for when he speaks Spanish in Toy Story 3.
I'm thinking of the mask. They call me Cuba Pete. I'm the master of the rumpa beat. Chicky boom. She remembers.
I do. I've seen The Mask plenty of times.
Anyways.
I haven't watched The Mask since VHS. But I watched it quite a few times, but that was VHS.
Anyway, I'm a little sorry that Decker lost his partner. I mean, he was really all hot to trot having the Terra phaser as his bro.
Okay, one thing though, speaking of with stupid people though. Here, I'm giving you the whole data from Hanajiro to help you out with Terra phaser. Okay, cool. And all I'm thinking is the Decker data going to be on there? Because that would be the dumbest thing ever. For Hanajiro to... Oh my god, yep. Oh, there's a very secure file in here. Click. Oh, it opened up. Like, no security whatsoever.
Well, I mean, Hanajiro...
Well, he is the creator of Hanajiro, so...
Was the secure...
Is he the creator?
No.
I thought he was.
See, Hanajiro, he was meant to be space, and even Intrusive says how much he's been upgraded for military.
Oh,
But
yeah.
It was just like, okay, so is Hanajiro's version of very secure just a suggestion?
Well, the password was probably 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the same number on my luggage.
I would have made the password Abacab.
But... Oh, well.
Mortal Kombat Blood Code.
Oh. But, actually makes me wonder, because of all these upgrades, is Hanajiro really aware of all his own functions?
No.
He's probably...
Possibly not.
Actually, what's the professor's real name? Agams?
Agams.
He might have thrown in a little kill software in there.
Well, so...
Oh, wait, we never saw Hanajiro back in action.
No, we didn't, because he did fizzle out.
We
it
just
almost
saw...
seemed like it was kill software.
We saw the guys roll him out.
And he was kind of twitching. I forgot to mention when they were trying to study the original Magus monster, it was kind of cute, Hanajiro holding a sample with those two otherwise useless arms. And now he's in the shop. I could see him being cranky next time. I did also love his comment, I've been hanging around you so much, of course I sound more like a human.
But
well,
that's kind of a compliment.
Now, overall... Because the one thing I made a comment about last time that we were reviewing these episodes, or some point between all those reviews, is about the acting abilities. I actually feel like everyone has really gotten their groove.
Except the professor.
Okay, yes. But when I'm thinking of like Ryomon...
Yeah.
And, oh god, I can't remember her name except for Pouty.
See, this is why, assigning people names. I've got to come up with names for these two, just for Throws and Huff. There we go. That's your screen names now. Throws and Huff.
That doesn't even make sense, but okay.
She throws stuff at me, you huff a lot. Oh dear, a dynamic shift. But they are married, so...
I'm trying to think of a name for him.
Annoying. Let's see here. Disruptive.
See, it's not fair if you
Infernal.
make your own name. Because you're going to try to come up with cool names.
Samba.
Annoying Balder.
Balder.
That's mean.
Oh, that's mean. Okay, kettle.
Ooh, that's it. You can be pot and you can be kettle.
How about this? Naive.
Well, that's honestly, I feel like that's the vice captain now.
But anyway, so
But I don't know.
these episodes overall were really good.
And you're not covering my feet anymore.
Ooh, the foot fetishists. What will they say?
There, thank you. No!
Free show.
Pay $5.99 for 10 more minutes. Actually, wait, that's a deal. No. It's got to be $9.99 for 2 more minutes.
What the hell? $599.99.
No, so you got to get them to accept it in increments.
Well, that's how they got the phone sex operators. It was $5.99 for the first 2 minutes, and then $1.99 for each subsequent minute. You have to go with the long haul. You have to make them think they have a deal. So you have to go hard and heavy with a high price at the beginning, and then you ease
Patreon
down.
request, $500, you get 1
For
hour.
Elika's feet.
For 1 hour.
If anybody does a Patreon request to see my feet
At $500.
at $500, then fine. I'm a little concerned about them, but fine.
For $50, I can get you a toe.
Oh, I have 10 of them, so that's not much of a deal.
Ooh, well, give it time. Let's see how many take up that. If we get like 11 sponsors, then we're going to have a problem.
But, and then I guess the last thing we have was a new ending song.
It's
It's an ending song.
Although I did again when Decker transforms to combat the flying monster again, going from human to giant size, and his theme song plays. A fight is always more badass when I hear the theme song play.
Yeah, I do enjoy in any show the theme song playing because it kind of revs you up, which is the point
Well,
of the
it
theme
depends
song.
if the theme song's good or not.
Well, I think okay. Look, that theme song on its own with its workout music video, that if that doesn't get your energy going, I'm sorry, you need to check for a pulse.
I'm trying to check for a pulse.
Would you rather I try?
Sure.
No, nope. 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 Okay, with that said, click like, or what did you guys think of these episodes? Click
Don't
like,
damage the
subscribe, the bell
merchandise.
notification, anything else YouTube has you click on to support me. You can support me at Patreon, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Kaiju no Kami, my website, Creativity by Design, LLC.com. Do I have something to make a cross out of here? Because I need to get these blood-sucking parasites away.
Oh, here we go. Got to cover the merch. No free shows, people. Remember, the first 11 will create a conflict.
Oh!
And this annoying orange.
Hola, amigos. ¿Dónde está Silver Quill? Sí, es on Twitter, DeviantArt y YouTube. Under, I forget.
You're too white for this.
Arriba derecha, was it? Derecha?
I think it's derecha.
Well, either way, MLP Silver Quill. You can also find links to my Patreon and Ko-fi support on my YouTube page. Just look for Silver Quill and After the Fact. If you only look for After the Fact, you might get a news agency that does not feature a door impersonation. I've been meaning to talk to them about that.
Yeah, because apparently Dora the Explorer is in right
And
now.
you can get cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesign.com/shop.
It's Creativity by Design LLC.
Isn't that what I said?
No.
Nope, you missed the L.
.com/shop. Or click on the link in the description below.
Yeah, he apparently doesn't know the website I
Fine,
created.
you know what? Here.
No!
Do, do, do.
No,
gotta do it slowly.
No, we gotta. I want to see if 11 people want a toe. I want to see if 11 people want a toe. There we go. Here, cover the merch. No free shows. This is pure capitalism.
Here's a free show.
Oh wow, he's bearing his soul to the audience, but not to us.
All right. Until next time. Bye.